Hey, welcome back to episode 4 of Fly Forward vlog, where we talk about art, spirituality, anything that's pressing. I'd love to hear from you. Go to flyforward.org, click on the contact page, and let me hear from you. If there's something you want to talk about, have some dialogue over, have some questions to kind of look at. Right now, I'm thinking about the grieving process and what that looks like, and how do you grieve and experience art and God and all of those things. Went to a 12-step group meeting today, and we talked a lot about the idea of acceptance and how you come to believe what you believe and what takes place during that process. And for me, during the grieving process, you go through different stages of grief. And what does it look like to come to a place of acceptance? And thinking about the serenity prayer, how we ask to understand, to have the wisdom to know the difference between what you can change and what you can't. Some things in your life you can change. You have the courage to go about those changes with strength, and then there are some things in your life you can't change. And how do you go through the process of acceptance and the wisdom to know the difference? Sometimes it's really even just hard to figure out what do I have the power to change, and what am I powerless to change? And when you figure that out and you realize there are certain things that you're powerless to change, how do you accept the truth of that in your life? So that has been the process for me, and I'm reminded of so in my book, Waking Up Gray, I talk a little bit about that. I don't talk about the grieving process that much, but it all has to do with everything so connected, so it feels important. But Richard Rohr, I quote him in my book. He talks about our relationship with God, spirituality, and he says that our life with God should look more like children playing in a sandbox. And as I thought about that, I thought about a child who is at play in a sandbox and what they look like and how accepting they are of their lives and the truth. And they go about in their life, they've accepted their reality as it is, and they find joy. So I thought, well, a lot of what I talk about in my book is playing and releasing yourself from perfectionism and expectations and product, and invite yourself into play. What does it mean to play? For you, what does that look like? How are you most playful? What does it look like to nourish yourself and to create in a realm of play where you can just loosen up, play, have fun, enjoy the process without all the adult worry of what is this going to look like? How am I going to explain my time? Is it productive? Who cares? Do children care about how they're going to explain their time and what they have to show for their time? If nothing else, you have cared for yourself, you have nurtured yourself, and that in itself is an intrinsically valuable thing to be doing. So please give yourself the permission to play. First thing you got to do before you can play is figure out, if you don't know, what feels playful to you. What feels like childless abandon? If you're engaged in an activity that you can just let go and not care about what you look like or what comes out of it. For me, it's this right here. I don't think you can see this, but this is my encaustic griddle. It's plugged in. Yes, it is a pancake griddle turned encaustic. So right here I have my heated wax medium. See this? This is my heated wax medium. I've got a hake brush. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's either hake, H-A-K-E. It's a Japanese brush, and the bristles are all natural, so they're not gonna fray or burn or anything when you put it in the molten material. These are fabulous brushes that work well with encaustic. The heated wax medium is 9 parts wax to 1 part Damar resin. The resin comes from a tree, and the beeswax is just it's beeswax it's unbleached, but it's white. Don't get the yellow, get the white beeswax. And I melt all of those ingredients down and make cakes out of them. So that's what this is. And this medium, the next episode, if you're interested, I will show you more about encaustic. But for me, this is my play realm. I don't really care about,